Good evening, everybody. This is a stock market recap for Wednesday, February 26th. So we started our daily bounce officially on the S&P 500. We did not get a good close. Ideally, when you bounce, you want and see some strength, you would close near the highs. So we got a little bit over the bear flag point, but not much. We're still technically in a bear flag zone, and we need to change the 4-hour trend from here to make this work. So from this point, we need to make a higher low than 589.20 on the S&P and then break above 600. So the 600 is a pretty key point to break through at this time. And we need to make more room so we can see a higher low on the way down. And we've still got this elevated bear volume. We are still at risk of more downside at this time. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get more downside with the way things have been going. So yeah, this is what we're seeing on futures. Futures is a bit more clear. Yeah, just a bear flag basically on the day. It broke a little bit above the 0.382, but barely, and then we closed at the low, so it's not a good look. The Nasdaq hasn't even started its daily bounce yet. We are just now in a double inside bar. And even if we do break bull, we would just be looking for a bear flag. So we need to break this big candle to the upside to see any strength whatsoever. Otherwise, we are still looking for a weekly higher low. That hasn't been set. And if we do, we're just looking at a head and shoulders at this point. If we set a weekly higher low than 20,763 on the futures, the Nasdaq futures. And we are at risk of potentially rolling over now. The Dow, how we do on the day? Yeah, we've got misdirection on the Dow. We're getting lower lows with no follow through, higher highs with no follow throughs. We've got a broadening wedge on our hands. That's what it is. This is how they fake you out lots. So we got this upper trend line and a lower trend line. We're just at the lower trend line right now, hanging out. So caution on that. And even if we do start bouncing on the 4-hour, we're just looking for a falling wedge at that point. So the Russell, I expect this to be weaker even still. Actually, we did get a daily bounce on the Russell. We are nowhere near our point. We are still underneath the 0.382 altogether. Even above the 0.382 is just the 200 moving average and this trend line. So caution on the Russell, as I've been saying. This is big head and shoulders. This could get ugly, and we could see significant downside on a lot of things in the market right now. They are definitely setting up for a bit of fear. And we got to be more selective on what we're playing. I'm still watching names that are hitting all-time highs, and those are the names I want to be buying pullbacks of. So Meta, we got our daily bounce off the 50. We held the 50 yesterday, and we bounced off it today. Now we're looking up, and we'll see how much we've retraced. And this is a good gauge on how, so just above the 0.382. And we need to go higher to give ourselves better odds that we see a higher low on the way down. Otherwise, we could still be in a bear flag, or if we just make it to the 0.5, it's a high chance that we do see more downside, essentially. Spotify is seeing a daily bounce now, coming up against the 12 moving average. This is coming from an all-time high. It looks like it hit 4-hour oversold. If we're in a strong weekly uptrend, this is where you want to see it. 4-hour oversold, set the weekly higher low. Obviously, that would be nice in this case for Spotify, but with the looming overhead weakness of the rest of the market, it could get derailed pretty fast too. Tesla just continued downside. We're looking like we're heading for a gap down open tomorrow. I would be interested in playing another bounce on Tesla. I did play off this bounce. I made a little bit of profit, but then I gave a lot of it back when we broke down further. So I would say I'm about even on Tesla on that trade, but I don't hold any more Tesla at this moment. I would buy another gap down for a bounce play as well, and see if that will get me. See if I can get risk free on that. I'm kind of looking at this gap fill territory as a potential target for a bounce, maybe just before the gap fill, maybe just in the gap fill, but I'm interested in this area, this 275 area, for another bounce attempt to see if we can get that monthly higher low. But even if we do get, even if that does the daily oversold mark us a higher low, we have a long way to go. There's a long way on Tesla to get back up. So this is a pretty long top. We're not going to be seeing all-time highs for any time soon. We are already, we'd have to go 70%. So we're already down 41% from the all-time highs, and we would need to see 70% to get back up there. So that's a big feat to do. So this is a big caution on Tesla that we are seeing a longer term top. Obviously, what he's doing with Doge or whatever, or maybe it's fundamentals, I don't really care, but I'm just seeing it for what it is. We're at the monthly 12 moving average. We ideally should hold this on for the close. We've only got a day and 1 day, 2 days left in the 2 days left in the month for February, and it looks like they want to close us at the low. So caution on Tesla. This is pretty significant selling on reduced volume though, so I don't know. But yeah, we're just looking, or sorry, for Tesla, we're just looking for a monthly higher low than 182. So there's a lot of room here, but there's a long way down too. It could go. And then when we set that, we would just be looking for a monthly head and shoulders. Palantir, kind of starting to look like it's a big blow off top here, and could be very likely considering what the move it did. So we just started bouncing on. No, it's just a daily inside bar. Daily inside bar hanging out at the 50 moving average. So we haven't started our daily bounce yet, or we got a little one there, but back down. Palantir is very weak at this time. We're kind of getting a bit of support here on these previous all-time highs. Decreasing volume on this kind of a bounce, which would be consolidation for the bears. I have a feeling there's going to be more significant consolidation on Palantir as well. Unless we can hold this level, then if not, we open up all this range here. And that's what I'm looking at for Palantir. Apple. So we finally got daily consolidation with the gap down open there. Did we fill the gap? Low. Yeah, we did fill the gap. So we're looking for a higher low now than 220. Actually, technically 227.01. We got lots of room here. So we're coming up to the 50 moving average. Ideally that holds, and that's 50% of the move too. So that would be good if the 50 moving average holds us. IBM, I am still interested in IBM. We're still looking for that daily higher low than 246.87. I was going to buy the daily 12 moving average here, but it was at the end of the day, and I don't like buying end of the day into weakness like that. So we're still looking for that daily higher low. Ideally, hourly oversold does mark that, so we'll see if that was the case on this. And from here, you would want to see us pretty much head to all-time highs and make another test. But we've retraced enough now that we would expect a lower high on the way back up. And we also have this upper trend line to watch now. Obviously, this has been resistance. So watching that could be forming a rising wedge. Google, straight up selling, had a little bear flag here, barely bounced, and then straight into more selling. This is significant. I'm interested in the golden pocket here for a potential bounce play. We have increased volume. This is a red flag. When we have elevating bear volume, this is getting taken somewhere. And if I was to guess, looks like the bears want to, well, it's coming to the golden pocket and the monthly 12 EMA for sure. But it looks like they want to potentially test it against that weekly support too. So yeah, caution on Google. Bounces are for selling essentially. Any bounce is getting sold off. Like, look at this. That was such a little bounce there. That would have been hard to get risk-free in, and then straight into another giant down move. That's a tough play. We are due for a bounce. We are heading into daily oversold for Google. So if we do see a gap down, or I would be interested in a play in the golden pocket, but I would want to see a bounce come from there. Yeah. Maybe if I see a volume climax or something at this point. All right. Amazon bouncing on the day and closing towards the low, so not ideal. Just a daily bear flag at this point. From here, yeah, it's a little wicked over it, but still a bear flag on this move. So caution on Amazon. Still, that this move could end. Nvidia had earnings after hours. Looks like a nothing burger. A little bit of red. Now we're looking for. We still are trying to set this. Or we set this daily high or low, and we'll see if we're just quickly rolling over it. This is a equilibrium pattern that I'm looking at. So we'll see if we break bear. It's a weekly equilibrium. We're still looking for a weekly high or low. Looks like we're probably going to head down actually. So if I was to guess, we're heading back down here, and we need to set a weekly higher low than 113.01. And with earnings, who knows? We'll see how this get a real reaction tomorrow, but caution on Nvidia. We need to see a 4-hour trend to the upside. Baba's been strong. As I was saying there, 1 hour oversold would hopefully mark the daily higher low, which it did. And now we're back up. Looking at the highs. Kind of a red day. Bearish candle for sure on the day close. So we could get choppy in here, and we could just see an equilibrium play out while we wait for the moving averages to catch up. AMD, I've been dogging on this one for months, and I'm just gonna keep doing it. We're in a monthly downtrend. I've been talking about it since like way back here. I'm like, when we hit the first monthly downtrend, I was like, AMD's dead to me, and I'm not interested in it, and rightfully so, because look at all the downside I've missed. I would be interested in a bounce play potentially on a flush of 100, between 100 and 93 to see a bounce, and that is strictly just a bounce where I would get risk free and let profit goes. If we lose 93.12, I might give it a little bit of wiggle room, but if we maybe I might see if we lose 93. If we get into here and I get a position, and I don't happen to get risk free, I would probably cut by 92 if we lose 93. Visa still holding up strong. we were scouting that daily higher low. We set it, just a small tight inside bar. So this is kind of a what's it called? Almost like a diamond reversal. And we'll see if we can get a move back to the upside, but yeah, we have to. Kind of a diamond reversal where we get breakouts with no follow through, and then breakdowns with no follow through, and yeah, we're just on the right side now. So we'll see which way this breaks. Rgti been pretty rough. Closed the gap to the downside. Just an inside bar on the day, so no sign of the bulls yet. And we're waiting for a daily bounce. And this could continue to go down. All we have left is now that 595 support. And we hit 4 hour oversold. We made a new low with no follow through. So this could be ready for a bounce now. But this needs to start heading back up now. Change the 4 hour trend. We need to see a bounce come, regain this 4 hour 12 EMA and head back up. Microsoft, we're in a double 4 hour inside bar. So misdirection, broke down with no follow through, broke up with no follow through. Kind of in a broadening wedge, I guess. More of a falling wedge, actually. I would call it at this point. Falling wedge, kind of. But still looking for a daily higher low, essentially. And now we're looking down at this 383 support. I would make a play off that support level, but which would probably put us close to daily oversold too. Actually, with close cooling off today, maybe not. But I would play off this level just to attempt an entry. If we just crush through it, I'll probably drop it, but I have my alert set just in case. I think for a break of 385 I would play. Crowd bouncing on the day, just a daily bear flag at this point. Need to see more follow through to give us more conviction that we'll see a higher low. Otherwise, when this tops out, we head back down. SMCI, 12% day. We're just straight selling though. It was earnings related, gapped us up, but then right into selling. So we're still bearish on. We could be we're just trying to set a daily lower high here. The bears obviously still looking for its weekly higher low. You got a lot of room to play with from here. So we'll see if it can hold the 12 moving average, but yeah, a little bit bearish at this time. Seeing that, yeah, especially this after hours, another 5%. Down another 5.5%. Obviously, Nvidia earnings. Okay, so we're looking down, looking to change the daily trend down, bearish. Netflix getting its daily bounce. Not a lot of follow through so far. Just a daily bear flag. Caution that we start heading back into this gap fill, and then we look down at this support. We need to hold this essentially now. If we lose this level, good chance we'll lose this level too. So, and then we're losing the 50 moving average. And that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a pre-market tomorrow morning, and we'll see how we're looking. Okay, bye.